Memory. It may arise when summoned, as clear and lucid as the most vivid dream. But in dreams, men and women may appear in disguise, altered, saying things they would never say in life. Even the dead may speak in dreams. Memory. It may arise unbidden.
Are you in meditation?
You might call it that.
What else might you call it? You know, when I saw you sitting there, you reminded me of someone.
Did I?
Yes, of myself. But I'm trying to unravel a mystery, solve a crime. But where is the mystery, Shonagon? You saw Komatsu with a dagger in her hand and blood all over her. Zushio was found in her rooms where he'd been forbidden to go. Komatsu killed him.
Something is wrong.
Yes, you are wrong. You are the mystery. Why are you doing this? Why can you not accept the truth?
Memory. A year ago. Komatsu in the springtime of her love.
This love cannot be wrong, Shonagon. He is such a gentleman. Clever, too, of course. And so courteous. Charming. Even my mother inclines her head and smiles at him sometimes. For the Princess Tamaki to incline and smile to a man so removed from our family, well, this must bode well for Zushio and me. He calls me his bell cricket. Someday I'll tell you why.
So young, so loving and beloved, wearing 7 shades of green, dressed as springtime, that sweet season in her smile, in her light step, in the sway of her hands like branches adorned in the freshest of leaves. Even her girlish pirouette, not unseemly. It cannot be wrong.
Oh, I know. At times he drinks too much. But do you know a man who does not? Even the lofty Lord Narimura, I've seen him deep in his cups. I've even seen him chuckle, Shonagon. We've all seen him glower and mutter when he drinks. But believe me, he has been known to chuckle, however he tries to hide it. When Zushio glowers and mutters, when he's silent too long, I know when to tease him out of it. And I know when it's best simply to wait. To wait for him to finish his poem, or to...
Yes. Wait for him to face down and subdue his demons.
Then later, he will tell me my caress is like the touch of falling blossom.
I've been thinking about divorce. You know, reading about it, talking to people, listening to what they have to say on the subject.
And why your interest on the subject?
It seems to be quite easily obtained. Your husband, for instance, since he never sees you anyway, and when he does, he just plays the lute and talks about... What do you talk about?
Even if my husband divorced me, I could not, will not marry you.
Husbands. Zushio talked to me about Komatsu. I admit he wasn't entirely sober.
Oh, I know how not sober men talk about women when they think no woman is present.
Especially their wives. He was quite brutal.
Brutal? I don't believe you.
You might even call it subversive. He talked about her family, her royal blood.
Memory. Komatsu like a birthday girl choosing fabrics for her wedding gown, for a marriage not yet agreed.
Oh, I know how great my family is, but little Lady Komatsu, well, only a tiny blossom far out on a hugely spreading tree. And I'll tell you a secret, Shonagon. My mother is a grand lady in the greatest of families, but for her only daughter, she will incline her head and smile. At first, she'll stand there tall and straight and unsmiling and imperious. But then her hand will touch and bless. She can't help it. And now, His Majesty has invited Zushio to walk close by the royal palanquin in the procession to the temple of Amida Buddha. He has become a favourite.
Zushio. Walking no more than 50 yards behind His Majesty, walking with a swagger and a grin, like a boy who has been promised new and marvellous games. Far ahead of him, Lord Narimura, walking with no smile, no strut, an upright gliding walk, hands crossed at his breast. Somewhere between these two so utterly different men, drawn by 3 oxen, the wheeled cage of the tiger, which roars. No, wrong.
What is?
Memories are as elusive as dreams. The tiger wasn't there.
Why am I here?
Only you can answer that.
No, it's part of the mystery. One word from you to the Empress and I'd be gone. You haven't given that word. Why not? You came looking for me when I was with the tiger before Komatsu appeared. You said you hadn't come to ask me to leave. So why had you come?
I don't remember.
I don't believe you.
Memory. Princess Tamaki in an anteroom, waiting for an audience with the Empress. Even a princess, Her Majesty's own cousin, must wait to be summoned into the royal presence.
It is the way of the world. A mother indulges. A mother forgives. There is a kind of tyranny in a daughter's smile, and in the threat of her tears. And a mother may sometimes seem to give in, if only to avoid the tantrum, the rebellion. I know you're not a mother, Shonagon, but perhaps you'll understand. One remembers, of course, how easily one's own tears could be brought forth in the vibrancy of youth. One remembers learning the power of one's own girlish smile. Such words: tyranny, threat, power. Ah, well, that is the way of love. That is the way of the world.
Memory. Princess Tamaki's walk. It has the slowness and silence of the first flakes of snow. Her gown and headdress white as snow in the moonlight. Her daughter kneeling, head bowed before her. Behind Komatsu, in the veranda's shadows, his head also bowed, Zushio. Princess Tamaki unsmiling and regal, the royal head raised to look into those shadows where a man who would be son-in-law waits, face hidden. For many moments all 3 figures utterly still. Now the royal head inclines towards the daughter, still no smile. But the regal hand moves, hesitates, then hovers in blessing. It merely hovers, does not touch.
In my dream of my daughter, she raised her face to me with a smile of such innocent gratitude, we both might have wept. She did, but her tears were blood.
What happened?
Nothing.
Did you almost fall asleep? Or did you see the danger you're in?
What danger?
You ought to know. And I know why you won't leave this alone. It's because of what you saw in that marriage, or what you thought you saw. Komatsu and Zushio, the high lady and the lowly poet, possible. The lady in waiting and the policeman, impossible. You saw, you imagined that they had what you can never have, or won't allow yourself to have.
This.
Why? They might even have had children.
That is brutal. How dare you?
I dare because I love you, and because you are putting yourself in danger.
Memory. By a clear pond in fragrant summer, Komatsu, Zushio, and Shonagon, 3 friends. Smiling wife gazes into the water, seeing fish of many colours while the bell cricket cheeps. Grinning husband on his back, gazing into the sky, saying who knows what. Lady in waiting, gazing at wife and husband, seeing what she will never have.
I heard a wonderful story today about our illustrious Lord Naramura, about a youthful ambition of his that was almost blasphemous. He was only 17 at the time, so we must try to understand. Blasphemous conceit is a common failing in young poets. His ambition was to write the great Japanese epic. It would tell the tale of Jimmu, our first emperor. We would read of his descent from the holy mountain, his battles with giants and demons and monstrous spiders. We would read of his final and greatest victory when the sun goddess, Jimu's great mother, sent a hawk in a wondrous effulgence of golden light to perch on Jimu's upraised sword. The enemy fled. There would be volume upon volume of this monumental tale, leading all the way to our present emperor, or whichever majesty happened to be on the throne when Naramura managed to finish the thing. He couldn't do it. He got nowhere. In fact, there is some doubt that he even got Jimu all the way down the mountain. Since then, he's been counting out his pretty Chinese syllables. At that he's competent. And at writing courteous letters. Did you let Shonagon read the one he sent you before our wedding?
Lady Komatsu, from my humble place as poet and loyal gentleman, I salute you. Your beauty, your benevolence, your courage, all three qualities we pray you carry like banners into the years ahead. You are a lady of the blood, and your father was one of the greatest scholars this land has produced.
He doesn't mention that the great scholar called me one of his most promising students. Well, the way of the world, and I do admit I have broken promises.
His teachings have guided me to my present position, both lowly and exalted, where I am able to append this poem in your honor. Your husband, with some effort, may be able to provide you with an adequate translation from the Chinese.
More than adequate, exact. Your blade will shine with the effulgence of the goddess's hawk. The enemy will flee.
Lord Naramura sent a letter to Komatsu with a poem.
Shonagon.
He spoke of her beauty, her courage, an enemy and a blade.
Enough, Shonagon. Enough! Listen. One man has been father-in-law of 2 emperors, grandfather and great-grandfather of a 4th.
Oh, you're reading and listening?
The same man was grandfather and father-in-law of a 5th emperor. Isn't family a wonderful, binding thing? Well, let me tell you this. The vast majority of murders happen within a family. Most of the victims are wives, but many are husbands.
Komatsu may have killed her husband.
She did. And think of her family. The power. The constant winning and losing and winning again of power. You are putting yourself in great danger.
I have to speak to Komatsu again.
Shonagon, please.
I will ask to see Her Majesty first, for permission, protection.
My reading and listening have taught me something about the fate of empresses, too.
Enough, indeed. Now you dare too far. I will speak with Komatsu and with Lord Naramura. A story. Title: The Way of the World. Characters: a poet of strangeness, a rival poet of high rank, and the Lady of the Blood.